It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, where we'll see teams who have been division rivals since 1961. It's the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings under the lights on Monday night.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game. Big-time arm. 4.4 speed. So good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast." Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. To the 36-yard line, stop there.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Now Fields. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, On offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Steps away. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. And he's got it. And the Bears are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. To throw is Fields. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up second and goal. This is where you step up right here, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's have some.
They'll go again with Herbert. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now Fields on third and goal. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Equanimous St. Brown, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bears are on the board first here this afternoon. That was a big throw right there on third and goal.
And the defense has to be prepared for you to throw the ball on third and goal. Because really, second down, second and goal, that's your play action time, and you're not sure whether they're going to run it or throw it. Third down, you're usually sure they're probably going to pass it. Even more impressive that they got it done, and on the opening drive of the game.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. Unable to corral him, he fights through. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins.
Not bad for a 4th-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spend a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well, and he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. The former 3rd-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. First carry now for Alexander Madison. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Play action now. Cousins. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Fields now to throw. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 47 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Throw left side, and Osborne has it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Touchdown, Vikings! Kirk Cousins on the connection to Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings are an extra point away from drawing level. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now Herbert to start the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. 3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
7-7, our score after 1. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. As they've got it as we resume action. On first down, right back to Herbert. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards and a Chicago first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They run the option here on first and 10. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Herbert now on the option. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. A play fake. Now Fields to throw. And Lewis has it, the tight end. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. Fields on first down. He's got the connection to Moore. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Herbert powering up the middle. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to throw. Fields. Open man. He finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago.
A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Santos now to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. After the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright.
Back deep, Trent Taylor. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
We switch the attention now to Khalil Herbert as this offense comes out for their next drive.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A solid stiff arm. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
61 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
2nd and goal from the 1. Foreman will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now the point after try for Santos. It's good, and it is now 21-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was finished off by Deontay Foreman on the touchdown run.
Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter, Trenton Gill, to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt in, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 16 more on that one and another first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 right at the 40. Cousins to throw it. And this is incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10.
Now Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Now Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
We switch the attention now to Khalil Herbert as this offense comes out for their next drive.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, It's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Draw play, a give to Herbert. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Herbert. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half of not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Jefferson moving in motion left. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bears take over.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again. Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
On 1st down, Fields.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Fields. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Here's Fields. That's complete right side to Komet.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. To the air again, Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
This is 2nd and 8.
To throw is Cousins.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. To return is Taylor. Oh, look at the juke. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38.
Here's Fields.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Read option. Here's Herbert. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. A handoff for Herbert. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 87 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
Following the made field goal, out instead is the punter, Trenton Gill, to kick this away.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Kene Nwangu. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Minnesota. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Joseph now to have the PAT. He's got it, and the score's now 27-14. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Tyler Scott now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
From the gun, here's Fields. That pass complete to Moore.
7 yards there and a first down.
Hand off right side for Herbert.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The speed of Jordan Hicks on display there as he gets the tackle for loss.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Another carry for Herbert on second down. And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Here's a give to Herbert.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
To throw is Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a first down throw, Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
112 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Here's 3rd and 6. Now Fields.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
On first and goal, they'll try the option left. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Second and goal from the 1. Herbert is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
This defense is holding strong, but they're going to need one more stop, maybe 2 more stops. And where the ball is on the field, the offensive playbook remains wide open. They've got to be alert for anything.
Now Fields on third and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Mercedes Lewis. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
This is where, as a tight end, you've got to really sell that this is a run. They're going to fake the give, hope the linebackers bite, and here they do just enough. That split second, that's all it takes for that tight end to leak out into the end zone. Touchdown.
Fields trying to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
To the air again, it's Cousins. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bears' 33-yard line.
Now Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Cousins from the gun on third. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, Cousins. His throw caught right around the 6. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Cousins now. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
They'll throw again. Cousins.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
3rd and goal for Cousins.
Slant route, and he's got Addison.
A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter, you're going. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
2 yards on the touchdown there.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Chicago offense set to get started.
Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's 2nd and inches at the 33-yard line.
They'll run. It's Herbert.
get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through one tackle. Gosh, he winds up getting 8 there.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the third time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
And he will have the Bears first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
They'll run here with Herbert.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
No, Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Following the made field goal, out instead is the punter, Trenton Gill, to kick this away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. Time running short here in the fourth quarter. You're down 3 scores, and I think you've got a defense here saying we just need to prevent the home run. So good, smart offensive coordinator can use that as an advantage, and that's a nice throw there to pick up the first down.
First down, here's Cousins. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time they face a 3rd and 2. That is caught. Oh, and now some space doubling. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. To throw, Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. T.J. Edwards coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
2nd down, they go back to Herbert. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a 1st down out of this, they're going to have to earn it, because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
3rd down and 1. They'll run with Herbert. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. In a division game, it's usually a touchdown or less, because these 2 teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.